In the mythology of the ancient Greeks, Athena and Ares are related to war. Ares was the god of war and spirit of battle. Athena was the city protector, goddess of war and good counsel. The main difference between Athena and Ares is in their basic nature and their approach to battle. Athena's approach was intellectual and strategic. More defensive than offensive, her favorite weapon was the shield. Athena was calm, rational, diplomatic and upheld justice. Ares, on the other hand, represented brutal force and bloodlust. Ares was hot-tempered, cruel and aggressive. Insatiable in battle, he would start war simply because he loved combat. The strategic warrior understands the superiority of Athena over Ares. It is easy to see the folly of a hot-tempered Ares. Those who are prone to violence are destined for trouble in civilized society. However, we are still confronted in our daily battles with those aggressive types who would try and take what is ours. Conflict today is usually not violent. But our competitors and rivals are just as aggressive beneath the veneer of civilized society. The strategic warrior will turn the overt aggression of these people against themselves. So their own brutality becomes their downfall. Brute force may work well in the immediate or short term, but will lead to ruin over time. The goal is to always fight with intelligence and strategy. To stay one step ahead of the rival and make your maneuvers indirect and subtle. The winning long-term combination is to blend wisdom and philosophy with war. Here are 4 strategies to turn the aggression of your enemy back against himself. Number 1. Make your enemy lose his presence of mind. One key way to get your rival to make a mistake is to stir up his emotions. Anger, frustration, confusion, any emotion that will make him uncomfortable will lead him into making mistakes. When frustrated, the aggressive type may lose control and attack you in a direct and foolish manner. When attacking, does he leave his flank exposed? Did his frustration make him push too far and overextend himself? His rash attack on you will expose some weakness, so look for it. Get ready to rally public opinion over to your side. If he is overly cruel, get public opinion to see you as the innocent victim of injustice. Take the moral high ground. If public opinion turns hard on him, he will become socially isolated and thus unable to retain any power. Find out what makes your enemy emotional, and pour it on him. The more emotional he is, the less rational he will be. In the heat of battle he will make reactive moves without much thought. His emotion will cloud his ability to reason. Get him emotional, and then wait for his move. Be ready to pounce and take advantage of his emotion-fueled overreaction. But first, a word of caution. You take a risk whenever you play with another person's emotions. Deliberately making a hot-tempered person angry is obviously very dangerous, and can easily lead to unpredictable violence. Number 2. Control the options. Try to fight every fight on your terms. The more you can control the frame, the better. Choose battle terrain your rival is unfamiliar with, or will somehow work to his disadvantage. Choose the time for the fight. Control the pace, slow it down, or speed it up. Blitzkrieg with relentless pressure, keeping him on his heels. Don't allow your enemy to get comfortable and fight in his usual way, keep him frustrated and irritable. Or, take the other approach. Help your rival become too comfortable. Get him to drop his guard, by letting him think he is in control. Number 3. Become a counterpuncher. An enemy can attack first, but this can put him at a disadvantage. He has made his move, his strategy is on the table. Many of the greatest boxers today are counterpunchers. They wait for their rival to throw a punch, then try to anticipate an open gap in the defense. Always ready to counterattack, they remain alert to any opening. The options are all on their side, they can attack at any time, from any angle. With aggressive opponents, you can bait them into a rash attack that will leave them in a weak position. Number 4. Distract your rival to expose his flank. The strategic warrior always looks for the indirect attack on the flank of his enemy. Finding and attacking the soft flank is the safest and quickest route to victory. All enemies are vulnerable from their sides. Distract him, getting him to turn and expose his flank. You can distract him by engaging him directly, meanwhile mounting an attack to his side. Better yet, distract your rivals with strategic acts of generosity, mercy or charm. Take the fight out of them with kindness. Get them to lower their guard. You may even be able to turn some rivals into valuable allies. The strategic warrior pursues the ideal of strategy and reason over brute force, trying to blend wisdom into his battle. He will fight on his own terms, or not at all. He stays one step ahead of his competition, and his maneuvers are always indirect. He turns the brutal aggression of his enemies back against them. Their brutality becomes their downfall. The strategic warrior uses calm strategic thinking to give him a decided advantage over the strong and aggressive enemy. His strategic thinking will not let him down. And his superior strategies will continue to create long-term success in everything he does.